return to them. And as I further my education in psychology and having taken a few more advanced courses, know that the symptoms that I had were more PTSD symptoms than they were bipolar symptoms, and I knew that, I don't have any, man, that psychiatrist, it was just what happened, and I think that the medications did help me in early sobriety because of the nature and the kinds of abuse that happened earlier on. So as a whole, I think it was a good deal, but definitely not something that I have some chemical imbalance that can be treated with a healthy lifestyle and proper nutrition and that kind of thing.
Just to further clarify a little bit on this subject, what part did recovery from alcohol and drugs play in healing the wounds of sexual abuse?
They were just part of my spiritual journey. It's interesting as that may sound to some people. I look at everyone's life as a spiritual journey. To what extent people take an active role in that, is up to personal choice or religious belief or what have you. It helped me get to the point where I could discard what other people thought of me enough to say, these are the things that happened. This is the things that I did to recover from that, and the people and the faith that I have in God that helped me get to the point where I know that this is my purpose in life. This is what I survived all of those years of incredible abuse to my body with drugs and alcohol. Just from what I remember, I shouldn't be alive. And there was many, many, many nights that I really don't know exactly what happened. So when you blackout drink and stuff like that, who knows what kind of scrapes I could have got into that I have even more greater appreciation for being alive. But from what I remember, every day is like borrowed times.
As you were healing through your sexual abuse, did you have any fears around dealing with that past?
Well, there's definitely the feelings of being overwhelmed. Like it would never end. I would never be happy again. I would never. I was just going to be thinking about this, and it was going to be this horrible thing for the rest of my life. And then there was a period of time that, it was like, God, I just want to have a normal life, but in persisting and just continuing to work through those issues and continuing to move forward personally, spiritually, physically, we've gotten on the other side of that, and walking through those fears are the essentials of recovery. And it's where most people don't continue to make the effort, and I've seen what happens with people that have been drawn into my life that have had similar kinds of abuse that didn't get to that point, and a lot of them are not alive anymore, for various reasons, overdose or suicide or whatever. But that's not what I want for my life, and that's not what I think God wants for my life. So this is more in line with what I think God wants for my life, to continue to move forward, to continue to improve myself, to continue to give back and serve in the capacity that I enjoy to be able to serve in.
What kind of obstacles do you continue to face in this healing process?
Just fear. Mostly it's really hard still to trust, and it's really still hard to accept help. When remember, shutting down really, really young and just like, I've got to do this on my own, and I really kind of internalized that type of dealing with life, is that I should be able to figure it out. I will figure it out, and that determination is good in a lot of aspects, but it's the saying, no man is an island. There's just some things that can't be achieved by oneself, particularly going into the field of nutrition and network marketing. It's not something that I can do by myself. It's just physically impossible. It's to create a community and a network and to be able to grow as a person. I've got to have mentors and experience of other people who've gone before me to really be able to be successful and to be able to reach the goals that I've set for my life. So,
as you grow and reflect, is there something that you could say was the most difficult part of the abuse to get over?
I've forgiven myself. I can't think of anything. I used to, and it kind of first started out in early sobriety. I would be doing something and I would make a mistake, and I would just condemn myself. You stupid, la 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 la. And as I went along in sobriety, and I would catch myself with this dialogue of, condemning harsh dialogue that I would have of myself, the self-critical kind of stuff. So as I started to catch that and notice it and stop doing that, it got, easier and easier to come up to the point where I noticed when I was talking about the sexual abuse, I would say the things that I got myself into, what I mean, and relieving the perpetrator of the act and accepting responsibility for the abuse, which it is typical, it's common, and it's something that seems really, really hard for victims to accept that and really internalize that instead of accepting responsibility for unacceptable behavior.
Talk about your support systems and what role they play in your healing process from both the drugs and the abuse.
A lot of my support systems are in service to others. I am a member of the Men Against Violence on campus at Texas State University. I'm also working in the counseling center as the graduate research assistant for two peer education student groups. One is the Men Against Violence, the other is the network, and they both are organizations where the students go out and educate other students on campus about body image or stress, time management, alcohol, dating violence, healthy relationships, some of those issues, just to open up the conversation is one of the things that really kind of draws me, it keeps me going. For the first part of my recovery, it leaned very heavily in poetry and just being able to write and slowly start to speak about through my writing some of the things that happened, and got to the point where I was comfortable not only writing and reading about it, but then eventually got to the point where I could talk about it. All through my sobriety, ever since the first couple of months, I've gone to different treatment facilities and to jails and prisons and shared my story about the recovery from the drugs and alcohol. But for those first 4 or 5 years, I really didn't talk so much about the abuse. There was still, I guess that what will people think of me, or that fear of criticism